Well, howdy diddly dandy there, chums. This is I, Captain of the Steves, and today, chums, I'm going to give you an overview and the tips that I've got for the Redux run of Beachhead. Now, first and foremost, this is not like any of the reruns of Beachhead before. This feels like they got Polestar, ripped the heart and soul out of it, and turned it into this expedition. And it is a Frankenstein. It's a Frankenstein of an expedition. Anyway, so fixing everything is tricky. Now, if you are running this expedition from the console, just bring a load of repair kits with you, like 10 of them or something, because there's a lot of messing about that you've got to do to get your technology fixed completely. You only have to fix one critical element, though, to pop that badge. So just get one piece done, you're going to pop that badge. Walk on a planet, just basically put foot down on a planet. Easy peasy. Okay, you got this one. Discover 3 new species. You can find those on your first planet. Choose your planet well enough that's got creatures on. Bob's your uncle. Install an orbital exocraft materializer. Some of the bits of this are a little bit difficult to get, but you will get given a lot of resources from these. What I would point out is on board your actual freighter, you can delete some of the room in the back that it's given you, the free base that they've given you. Delete that and delete it bit by bit, and you're going to get a shed load of resources that may help you out a little bit. Warp in your capital ship. It's kind of self-explanatory, all the things you need to do with that, but you are going to have to fix a lot of the technology before you can warp, but pretty darn freaking easy. Install a storage room. There was some components of that I thought were going to be hard to get, but no, they've actually reduced them for the storage room, so that was actually easy. And reach rendezvous 1, nice and easy. All of phase 1 is easy. Phase 2, this is where things get janky hard. Not just hard, but janky hard. And when I mean janky hard, I mean this one here. Interstellar Rescue. Right now, bugged out for me. As soon as I tried to do it, all I had was reset the mission, reset the mission, reset the mission. And every time I reset the mission, it did nothing. I actually found a stranded life form by using a distress map. I found my stranded life form. And when I went to dig up the piece of tech, it just gave me salvage data. It wouldn't give me the component to fix the guy's ship. I found a workaround though, people. The workaround is go to the spatial anomaly, stand by the mission cube until you see rescue a stranded life form pop up. Once that pops up, accept the mission, do the mission, but before you complete the mission, make sure you select this badge again in the expedition. Pop! Done. Right, well it's a little bit past. It's actually 3 minutes past, so let's see. Stranded life form. Yes, it's there! Rescue stranded life form. Initiate mission, start mission. Yes, I'm ready to go. Let's do this, and let's hope this fixes that broken freaking mission. So what I want to do is I want to go back into my expedition log, make sure I've got this one selected, and just pray and hope that this mission that I'm doing supersedes the one that I've just, started doing. Here we go. Reach the old crash site, and it's warping me somewhere. This is promising. Promising. Is it going to complete both at once, or is it just going to do the mission cube mission? Let's see. Let's just see if this bloody works. Have I just found a workaround for everybody, or have I just... At least if this doesn't work, it's something you know not to do, right? It's one of those. Okay. Let's go! Stranded life form, on my way. Let's do this. Okay, let's go and see him. And let's hope that it doesn't just give us navigational data. Hello, chap! Hello, I'm here to rescue thee. Yes! Yeah, I can try and help. Right, then when you scan, this is what should happen. You see a barrier technology module right there. Should head on over. Hold on. Okay, right. And train manipulation. Diggity. Pick up this. And that's what's supposed to happen. That's what you're supposed to find. That's how the mission should work. Now, before I interact with him, I'm going to make sure, yes, that is still selected. Come on. Please let this work. Yes! It freaking worked! All that wasted time paid off. No, I think I rescued him. He blinked into oblivion. I think his ship may have imploded. Okay, right. Lovely. Now I can then go back to my fishing planet and continue in the odious task of catching fish. Not just any fish, but frozen fish. Okay. Fun times. Now to do that, the best way to do that would just be to go to the station, use the teleporter and go back to a recent base, which hopefully is going to be catalogued still as that base that I was at earlier fishing. Otherwise I'm going to have to teleport back to Rendezvous 2 and then use the teleporter to teleport back to the fishing base. Okay, documenting 13 new plants. That was frustrating because you got big shrubberies now on planets, like big freaking ferns. And you can't scan them. They're there as just eye candy. So it makes it really difficult to discern what's a plant, what isn't a plant. You can't scan the sodium plants, oxygen plants, or the little blue plants that boost your backpack anymore. You can't scan the hazardous flora anymore. You used to be able to scan all those before. You used to be able to pop a badge like that within minutes. 2 planets, tops, done. Now, it took me like about 4 planets to go through to get that done. Freaking annoying. Okay, walking, very easy. 1 foot in front of the other. Just do it a lot. Okay, we got this one. Explorer Crash Freighter. So, now because I went and bought a load of emergency charts, I actually found the freighter off the back of that. I found the crash freighter from the back of that. Now, if you are hitting up waypoints, which is a later milestone, you should have quite a lot of navigational data. You also get gifted like 10 navigational data from doing one of these badges. But yeah, just get a distress chart. You should find yourself a crash freighter. You don't have to dig up all the units. Just talk to the giant washing machine type looking thing in the middle that has that red orb that comes out of it after you've gone through the lore. Boom, the badge pops. I've got a bit of footage on that, I think. Right, okay. Alright, well that's weird. Anyway, I want to go and use these charts to try and find an alien that's in distress. So here we go. So we need to find charts for distress mission. Okay, exchange specific charge. And we want this emergency one right there. That's the one that we need to get, the distress signal. Now, I did tell you guys earlier, if you get these ones to get to a relic site, well, this will show you how you use those charts anyway. So I'm going to buy a couple. So I'm going to buy, say, 5 charts. There's usually about, actually, I'll buy 6. There's usually about 5 to 6 variants on each chart. So if you buy 6 of a certain one, you're bound to get at least 1 stranded life form amongst those. So here we go, let's go on down and let's have a look. Where's my charts? Where are they? Oh, there they are. Oh, I've got 11 of them already. It looks like I got given some. Distress signal. Okay, well that's kind of what we're looking for. So let's head on over. It could be that we've got it on the very first one, which would be lovely. Let's see, shall we? And now there's various distress signals that can be put out there. So what I might do actually is I might just pop a couple more. Abandoned building. No, we don't want that. Distress signal. You see how it says it should just find one of each. There you go. Freighter crash site. We need to investigate one of those anyway. Observatory detected. And that's all the variants that you can have. So amongst those, we should have a stranded chap. Right, let's have a look for them then. So we've got crash freighter there. You know what, let's just go do the crash freighter quickly. I'm going to do the crash freighter. So inside of here there is also one for crash freighter. I think it's it's in a later phase. I'm sure it was. Chart waypoints. Oh, there you go. Crash freighter site. We're on our way there now. Sweet. I'll see you down there. Okay. Catching fish from an ice world. There is an ice world in Rendezvous 1. Now, although that it says catch yourself some uncommon fish, not just any uncommon fish, they have to be frozen ice world specific biome fish. This took me far longer than any other milestone in here, including this one that was bugged out. The length of time invested in this one milestone alone is unfathomably annoying. Yeah, really annoying. So yeah, but anyway, I got a little bit of footage on what counts and what doesn't. Okay, so that one should count, you would have thought, yeah, because it's uncommon. Wrongo, because it says that it's found across all different galaxies, blah, 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 blah. It doesn't say on a frozen world. Doesn't count. And I've only caught one fish in 10 minutes that did count. And now I've got to go back up to the spatial anomaly and check to see if the mission has rolled back in. But at least I can teleport back down to this base and carry on fishing in a bit. Oh, between doing the... God. Hello, games. They'll probably have a fix out in like 2 days or something that fixes the broken mission for the stranded Lifeform. Still doesn't take away from the tedium of this fishing one though, does it? Okay, you see that write-up? It says there can be found in frozen waters. That is a frozen fish. That is an ice planet fish, but as you can see there, it's a common. Doesn't count. Needs to be blue, purple, or bright yellowy orange. Woohoo! We got one! A brine skipper. You can see there it says frozen waters, and it's also uncommon. That one counts. That's my second fish. And I don't know why it's not showing me the mission all the time. It's showing loads of tutorial steps as if you've started a new game, which could be really, really confusing for people inside of expeditions for the first time. To cycle back through them, you use your D-pad. Just press left on your D-pad to see what mission you're on. But I wish the game wouldn't just decide which one to show you whenever it feels like. Well, let's see what we got this time. Oh, we got a second brine skipper! Heck yes! There you go, I have to tap through it like 10 times. We're on 3 of 5. Okay, reaching rendezvous 2, easy peasy, and moving on to 3. So into 3, fly 1000 U's. Hopefully that would have popped ambiently anyway. The Grand Tour. Okay, so 2 of these planets you're going to get in the first system. I believe there was a scorched world in the first system and the ice world in the first system. The only one that I didn't have was an airless world. Now the airless world I don't think appeared in the rendezvous systems. It was as I was jumping I just come across an airless world as I was making my way along. I think it was like the second jump or something. It wasn't too far along, but I found an airless world. You're looking for a world that has rusted metal on it, basically, as an airless world. But yeah, should be able to do that within inside of your mission objectives. Okay, the air that we breathe, install a doubled cultivation chamber. Now that does need an amino chamber to get that installed, I think. Oh no, that's the teleporter room, which we'll get to later. But yeah, that's all done. Mine 50 asteroids. I would say make that your first thing that you do. Just blow up like a load of asteroids. That's nice and easy to do. It's also going to give you gold and silver. And that's going to help you get wiring looms to fix up your ship. Which, yeah, if you haven't got repair kits, you're going to need a lot of wiring looms. Yeah. Anyway, complete free fleet expeditions. There's a little bit of a cheat to this. You can start the expedition, then end the expedition. I've got some footage on that. I'll put it in. So I better put that there. And technically, if you want to send 3 missions, you kind of want 3 of these, so you can send them all at once, you know. Right, I need to interact with one of these to get the blueprints, though, right? Yeah, download data. You have to interact with this to get your frigate fuel blueprint. If you don't interact with it, you're not going to get your blueprint. You won't be able to do your frigate fuel. But there's nothing to tell you that you've got to interact with it. So there you go. Now we've got the blueprints. And they've given us some fuel for free. Now, they've given me fuel for free, which is always nice to get things for free. But you know what's better than getting stuff for free? It's then duplicating that free stuff that you just got given, so you don't have to ever worry about it ever again. So if I just stick that in there and then duplicate it using my little refiner on refiner method, then I'm a happy little traveller in space, aren't I? Yeah, there we go. So I'm going to do that. Lovely, and I'm going to do that a few more times. Yeah. Yeah, now sometimes they actually give you a free frigate. Sometimes you get given a free ship. So let's see if they have given me a free ship. We'll do the 1-star one, the balanced one. What have they given me? Have they given me a ship? They have. They've given me a free ship. It's got a red dot on it, which is not normally a good sign that it's a good frigate, but it's a free ship, so you can't complain. Right, now, if you just assign it and launch it using some of that frigate fuel, you see that it's going to take 52 minutes or something. Well, if I then go back to the expedition and highlight the badge, if I then go back on over here, you should see that one of these rooms has now got a hologram on it, like that, yeah? If I just interact with that right now, I might be able to dismiss this mission. So here we go. So if I go to speak with commander, don't just do it straight away. Speak to the commander first, and then go to abort expedition. Okay, you see it's gone green. I can now interact with it and debrief. They're not going to have anything to give to me, but that counts as a successful mission. You see that? It's just gone up to 1 of 3. Right, run back down, speak to this chap. Hello. Yes, I'd like to do another one of your lovely missions that I'm going to just pass up. I'm going to do this super hard one, thank you. Yeah, I'm going to send my lovely broken frigate on that one as well. Look, it's no longer broken either. It's repaired itself. Okay, so this one, chart 5 waypoints. Well, that's just buildings that have got little save beacons next to them. When you hit them up, you're going to get given navigational data. That navigational data you can swap for charts to, say, minor settlements and things like that. And you can it's self-perpetuating is basically what I'm trying to say. Easy peasy that. Easy peasy. That's about that for that. Number 4, let's have a look. So, yeah, Languifile. All you need to do is every time you're in a space station, just talk to some of the NPCs walking about. You're going to learn that one nice and easy, not a problem. Just choose the options and away you go. You've got this one, across affinity, install a teleporter chamber. So you do need an amino chamber for this. Yeah, they're not that hard to craft, you just need chlorine. But if you do find a minor settlement, the actual NPC inside the minor settlement does usually sell amino chambers. I got a little bit of footage of me purchasing one in the minor settlement. Alright, coolio. Oh, there we go. Navigational data maybe in there. They also have a vendor inside of here that sells some pretty hard to get stuff otherwise. Now, something I do need is an amino chamber. So let's see if they've got any amino chambers for sale. They do. I'll be buying that. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That's nice. I got an amino chamber, I guess. Why do I need an amino chamber? I think when we're inside of our freighter and we have to install a component at some point, I think it needs an amino chamber. Okay, finding a lost relic site. You are going to find those using the alien charts, so shouldn't be an issue. I came across one early game by chance and luck, so I already popped this one fairly easy. But when you do get all the way to your final phase, you have to visit a load of these sites anyway for this badge. And you're going to pop that one if you haven't got it at that stage anyway. But alien charts are the way to go, and you're just looking for a relic site. One man's treasure, recover 3 lost objects. Okay, I wouldn't say just dig up any old thing. Actually use your sweep scanner and it's going to show you what you need to pick up. It has got like a little treasure chest icon for it. Map 8 star systems. Because this is at phase 4 that you get asked to do this, everybody's trying to do it at phase 4. So I thought I'd be smart. And I used the teleporter inside of a station to walk back to phase 2. And I thought I'd start charting there. Everywhere I went was already charted by other people. Other people had had the same notion. So then I jumped back to phase 4, walked as far as I could, and I found an uncharted area. I think because we've had this in the past, other people thought, right, I'll be clever. Yeah. I think the longer you leave doing this expedition, the harder that one's going to be. And that one is going to really trip people up because you're going to need a lot of warp fuel and it's going to bug the living fudge out of people. I don't think Hello Games should have put that one in there. No. I think it should just be do 12 warp jumps or something, because at least you're going to be doing that ambulantly anyway, and you might have to do a couple of additional ones. But that's horrible, because the longer it goes, the harder it's going to become. And we'll get on to why that's horrible in a minute, because it really is horrible. Okay, quantum phone. Earn 4,500 nanites. Well, you know all that fishing that we did to try and catch those ice fish? If you release all your fish, you're going to get a shed load of nanites doing that. But each of these rendezvous points, although it doesn't say, oh, it does say, look, each rendezvous point usually gives you about 1,000 nanites anyway. So if you haven't already got your 4,000 nanites, that one gives you 1,000 nanites. I think phase 3 gives you 1,000 nanites. 1,000 nanites. I don't think phase 2 did though, did it? Oh, it did. So yeah, hopefully just going through all of these, you're going to have 4,000 nanites. Then release your fish. You've easily got your 4,500. Okay, cool. Fourth rendezvous done. And then moving on to phase 5, and this is where I'm stuck now. I mean, easy peasy to do these. You are going to need alien chart maps. You are going to need navigational data. Not too difficult to get that done. This though, this is community locked. This is community locked, and I don't know why Hello Games has done this, because look, the progress bar is at 30%. It seems to go up by I'm guessing 30% every 24 hours or something, because it hasn't moved the whole time I've been here, and it doesn't tell you what you got to do to chart this. I think what charts it is people sending this information, this collected flux readings. But it's spurious. I think it's just made up by Hello Games. They can alter that bar whenever they like. They proved that just last week, where they made the Quicksilver items jump from 0.2 to 0.5. It's not really community driven. It's just arse and biscuits. And so now we've just got to sit here and wait and twiddle our thumbs, which also means all of these people that are now hoping to do this, they might be waiting for Hello Games to move the bar on before they jump in. And if you are waiting, that's going to get harder if there's people that are actually doing all the Uncharted systems. I would say at least get to this point right now before you sit on your Todd and do nothing. But that's all I can do right now. Although I want to make my best tips video, I still don't know whether I'm going to have to share tips for these last couple of phases. Anyway, I've done a playthrough guide video. I've put that on pause for now, and I'll be putting that out once that I can actually complete the full expedition. This is the first time Hello Games have chosen to do this on an expedition that only has a short runtime anyway. Although it says 2 weeks, according to the game files, that isn't actually true. You've got 10 days as of now. You had 11 days when it went live, but it's short of 2 weeks, very much so. Anyway, there you go, people. That's my best tips for you for this expedition until it moves on. So there we go, peeps. It is what it is. So salutamondo, goodbye, and goodbye again.
towards the galactic center.